Hello, my name is Jim Martin.
And I'm Amber McConnell.
We are both associated with the OU Zero Center and are part of the Tagg development team and are happy to be here.
Federal and state special education laws mandate transition planning for youth with disabilities. To facilitate planning, special educators must use transition assessments to identify students' interests, skills, and needs. IEP teams use assessment results to create annual and post-secondary transition goals.
Unfortunately, few transition assessments have been designed specifically for use with transition-age youth, and most of these lack ample validity evidence to support use of results for transition planning.
Because many transition-age youth with disabilities change career aspirations numerous times, educators need to assess and teach non-academic transition skills that can generalize across career paths.
Research has identified numerous skills as predicting or being associated with post-school further education and employment. Until now, no tool existed to assess students' progress on learning and using these critical non-academic behaviors. With funding from the U.S. Department of Education's Institute of Education Sciences, its National Center for Special Education Research, and the OU Zero Center, we created the Transition Assessment and Goal Generator, otherwise known as the Tagg.
Tagg is a norm-referenced online assessment designed for use by educators, secondary-age students with disabilities, and their parents to assess non-academic skills research identified as being associated with post-secondary education and/or employment. The Tagg website offers many resources, including an overview of the Tagg, a demonstration video, user's guide, and the technical manual. The assessment includes a student, professional, and family version. Each assessment version contains 34 items, and the items have audio and ASL features to aid in accessibility. The professional version is written at the 10th grade level, the family version is written at approximately the 6th grade level, and the student version is written at the 4th grade level for ease of use. The assessment may be completed online, emailed, or printed, then entered manually. The automatically generated profile provides graphic results by user across constructs. The lists of student strengths and needs, a written summary, and sample annual transition goals match to Common Core standards. The results may be copy and pasted directly into students' IEP transition sections.
Of course, Common Core standards are optional and can be turned off if the user wants it to.
Correct.
We used item response theory to sequence tagged items to be conceptually more difficult, and IRT-created algorithms enable the Tagg to generate suggested annual transition goals based upon students' greatest identified needs. The Tagg is an innovative online assessment because it examines research-identified non-academic high school behaviors associated with or predictive of post-secondary education and competitive employment. The likelihood for students' successful transition into further education and/or employment should increase as more of the Tagg behaviors are learned and used. Many research studies, publications, and manuscripts have been produced. Thus far, validity evidence for the Tagg consists of test content, response processes, internal structure, and relations to other variables. To determine evidence of test content, we conducted an in-depth literature review of indicators of post-school education and employment identified by transition and assessment experts, which provided the basis for assessment items and established content validity. To gather evidence of response processes, we collect comments and questions from test takers across 20 administrations of the Tagg in 4 states and use this feedback to make Tagg revisions. To examine internal structure, we conducted and replicated exploratory and confirmatory factor analyses. This decreased the number of items from 75 to 34 and the number of constructs from 10 to 8. The model fit was adequate across all 3 Tagg versions. We conducted 2 replication studies using multi-group confirmatory factor analyses. These analyses established adequate model fit for all 3 versions of the Tagg. We confirmed the adequacy of response patterns for subscales using item response theory.
To examine relations to other variables, we established discriminant validity evidence by investigating the relations between Tagg scores and SES, student GPA, and percent of time students receive instruction in general education. These studies reported virtually no relations among these variables. We conducted follow-up studies of students who completed the Tagg in high school to determine the connection between Tagg construct scores and post-high school outcomes. We found several Tagg constructs predicted further education and employment 1 to 4 years after high school, including student involvement in the IEP, interacting with others, support community, goal setting, and employment. We developed the Tagg to provide educators a practical way to assess non-academic behaviors associated with positive post-secondary further education and employment, with generated annual transition goals related to those behaviors to include in the student's IEP transition plans. The Tagg is appropriate for any high school student with a disability who intends to enter post-secondary education, such as college or technical school, or become competitively employed after high school. The goals are selected based on the student's ability within each of the Tagg constructs.
The Tagg may be obtained at the OU Zara Center website. Each Tagg costs $3 and includes a student, family member, and a professional version. Data are kept on secure high-speed remote servers, and data will be saved for at least 7 years. Go to the Tagg website to download at no charge the technical manual and other Tagg information. Thank you.